Welcome. Did you even hear what you think you heard? I doubt it. This is another random rant review brought to you by New Orleans TV Network System. I don't know whether to put system in or not, who cares? Monday afternoon, the day before a poorly, if no celebrated upcoming St. Patrick's Day, mañana. Uh, we're here emanating from the lovely, we consider lovely, New Orleans, Louisiana, broadcasting live to you via Facebook, my channel, Bob Bockelman, and also via YouTube, my channel, R space REVUE, with which we would love for you to subscribe to. It's free, and that way you can see right now until we get this stabilized. Need to bring that up. It's a new thing there. So um, anyway, coming to you today, we do have a topic we're going to throw out. Kind of selfish of me, I guess, but I don't know whether to keep talking about or to talk at all about the coronavirus because it's just everywhere, and not only on talk radio and stuff, but just TV, Facebook, you name it, any kind of text. The most depressing thing. Sometimes I guess ignorance is not bliss, but at least it might not be so hard to swallow. So, again, what we're doing here today, that's why we're random, is Bob got his first call. Oh, I think it was over the weekend. His original two calls didn't work, but he was able to retrieve a friend of his who called on Saturday while we were testing. And again, before we start our topic and anytime during the show, don't hesitate to call our new local number. Now, again, it is not a toll-free number, so if you're charged on your phone and you don't have unlimited service, then we understand your reason for not calling. But 504 383 3654, and we'll entertain any question that I can answer. Again, you can also contact us if you're on either one of your platforms by going to the public chat or comment section. Make whatever comment, I'll see it. Some of those I'll bring on screen if we get any. And it's another way to communicate to us. So we have the old traditional way of phone, not free phone, but phone. But I understand you can use Google Voice, just like we use to transmit and hear your voice. So if you want to use Google Voice, I don't know how that works from your end, but at the same time, I think you can reach us without charge and speak that way. All right, like I say, if you have the urge to satisfy an old man, 504 383 3654. Even if it's just to say hello, maybe give us your name and where you're calling from so that we will know we got somebody out there that's kind enough to do us a big favor. What I want to talk about today or during our show is what I consider NOTVIN opportunities. Usually when people use that word in relation to an employer, or sometimes that means occupation, positions, or hiring, etc. We're not at the point of being able to hire for pay at this yet, because of course we're in our early stages. Only started broadcasting in late January, officially February. Do need some help. My good friend helps in the evening and the weekends, but the weekdays, the old lonesome is doing all the work, which is a chore for an old. That's why I guess so many problems occur. But so any interns, we always looking for interns from the colleges that might be in media or broadcasting, or who want to learn the both sides of it, the backside, as well as give them a free opportunity to do their own shows, co-host with me on a show. Any way to get them started, if they're that in broadcasting, a lot want to go on air, just don't have that opportunity. So we give them, other than in their local colleges, if they actually have studios set up, that they can do such. But we give you one to go to the studio of the world. So that's what's good about it. I think the colleges ones are probably closed circuit networks that only relate to maybe even the area of the college, or certainly on the college proper. But we're not talking, and again, if you know anyone that wants to help us out in that regard, send them our way. And besides that, of course, opportunities to be a guest or a co-host on a show or have your own show. All three of those do exist. And right now, we're not charging you for any of that. That's great. You will not, and we won't slip it in anything like that a week later or a month later. It's not the way I operate. If you want to contribute something to the underwriting of the network, that's fine at any point in time. You who maybe watch or listen, that's great. Um, but if you do have someone or yourself would like to appear on the show and expose to the world a lot of your talent that maybe have been not publicly displayed, we're happy to put you on one of our existing 15 shows, perhaps create new ones. We do it all the time that would fit your topic or your passion a lot better, or co-host with me with any one of the shows that we currently have that piques your interest. The way to contact me is through the email. The email is one way. It's snail. It's not snail mail anymore. I'm not giving you that, but Bob at sign rrevue.net. Bob at rrevue.net. You can send me anything, whether it's any kind of request, information on helping us out or being on the show or telling us, directing us to someone who might be a great guest. Okay, you can also contact me on Facebook at Bob Bockelman, Boeckelman, through Facebook Messenger. I don't really use messages, text messaging, only when I'm forced to. I don't. For some reason, I haven't been I don't get notification when I get one. So I have focused all my efforts on Facebook Messenger, even in avoidance of email, which was our earlier way of communicating. I still get notifications of email, so you could, if you're comfortable with that, use that. So those are the ways that you can contact us about anything. Now, as we started before this, the immediacy of contacting us is now on this show and on some of the others. Hopefully, this was geared for this show as well as for our tarot show, whereby a caller can call in on using a standard phone, home line, landline as they call it, or a smartphone, a mobile phone, I guess is a better word, even though most of them are smart, I believe, today. To ask a question, get your tarot read, talk to some of the people who you like have passed on, stuff like that, or just give us chit chat today or any day that this program's on without being seen. So if you either can avoid the cost some way, and or Google Voice if you're familiar how to use that. You also can come on the chat line, as we said, if you're in Facebook or YouTube while you're watching this. You can go on the public chat. It has to be public. If you're on private, you only talk to your friends, not to be, even if I might be a friend, well, maybe it would be if I'm your friend, but it won't go out. We will not be able to blast it out to the internet, I think, from what I've told. So you can do that public chat or comment on both Facebook or YouTube, and we'll see that. If it's an interesting one, I can bring it up just like this cute little banner, and we'll see that so everyone can see it. So in case they don't understand my verb, in case I can't read, because it is a smaller print over there in the chat situation. Okay, opportunities. As we say, opportunity knocks. We have a lot of folks who, today people are quite, I don't know the word. I don't understand a lot of folks. We offer opportunities to artists or any person coming on, and they really want us to do all the work. We ask for very simple work. For most of our programs, they were featuring your service or your art or your passion. We ask you to send us 20 digital pics, close-ups of what you do. And the reason being is because the majority of the show, our shows are all hour long and live, is to discuss not necessarily the merits, but the actual item that we're showing. Each of the 20 items will get a conversation initiated or detailed from the from the guest, and my 2 cents as we work our way. So you get a really good understanding of what this guest does and what his or her passion is, whether it's food dishes, whether it's art, filmmaking, acting, etc. By showing these digital pics and/or video clips, which we also do, um, you can get a better understanding and understand what they're trying to tell you and get some exposure for them. So it's a great source. But there's some, like I say, very minimal thing like sending those digital pics, which like artists and chefs all have, uh, and sending it as we ask for, just in advance, so we can upload it to the computer. Now, it has to be things we can't have you, even though we'd love to see your lovely visage. Well, you're going to be on the show side by side. So you'll have a nice big headshot close up of you all the time, except for when the pictures are on. But we don't need you in the picture. We prefer not to. We won't show. We want strictly the picture of the item or the dish or the service that you're rendering, not individually how you do it, but the net result. All right, we're not in restaurant shows. We're not a cooking show. We want the people to come to your restaurants, even though it's hard nowadays in the coronavirus 19 area. But many are still open or at least offering to go. And you want to see, like I say, especially now, because you either have to stay home and cook or you have to find some place to go. And so, or just go to fast food. So let's see. I think we're getting a call. I'm hoping that's on here. We'll see. No, it's not. Unfortunately, I must have taken my. There we go. I apologize for that because I was did not take my phone on mute. So tried to get that off. Oh, what a mess. All right, I think we got it. So let me do that now so we won't have that problem again. When the phone rings, we want to be able to pick it up on the computer and let you say whatever you need to say. So pardon my ignorance. There's all these little things which for a young person or a brilliant mind would remember all that little stuff. But to me, it's just a lot of headaches. So again, when you've been doing this for as long as I have, 20 years, but never having to do the mechanical aspect or technical component, you just have to come out here with your ugly face and speak a little bit about things that hopefully you know, or bring on experts or people with great talent to interest the audience. So it's hard to jump from on the front of the camera to behind the camera because there's so many little things, and that's why so many of those people, when you do have a full-fledged film or studio, well, they get their credit, if you want to call it, in the credits after the show. Which, if you've ever seen I know you must have seen one movie today, but since the advent of tech, of FX and IT and all the stuff they call it AI, your credit is so lost among, almost as bad as the coronavirus. Those kind of masses of names, just small print, multi-columns. Here we do a little better than that because we will never have that kind of credits that we have to give. We look at independent like film or the restaurant center, so we'll only be giving credit to the people who work on staff here if they do, and or the originators of the film or the restaurant. Okay, as I said, we're still talking, hoping to get somebody to call 504-383-3654. It's about almost 2:15 Central Daylight Time. I'm hoping that this will at some point become popular because of just the avenue of avoiding boredom during this period where we're either self or mandated quarantine. Of course, we have lots of movies that you can see if you subscribe to a service or whatever. So certainly that would be a lovely way to entertain yourself. But if you like to have a little bit more, feel like that you're not, especially if you're alone in the house or whatever, or everyone else is away, here you can either chat with someone or see someone local. So you feel a little more camaraderie as opposed to being in your solitude. Nothing wrong with being in your solitude. So that's what we're hoping will serve somewhat purpose. When we start getting on a regular basis, we will have more topics for you. And I can come up with some, but I just hate. I don't like to just throw out topics, even though sometimes you have to. I know most of the talk stations, that's what they do. They bring a list of maybe three, four, five topics and start running through those until someone is nice enough to make a call and either hits on one of those or something totally different. And we're like that in that regard, is that no matter what topic we're talking about, if you care to bring up something about one of the subjects that we allow, now again, it sounds like we're very dictatorial. We are in that regard. We have four subjects that we don't allow, and that's pornographic stuff, language that's, street language unsuitable for the taboos of the television or radio, not the internet, and things that are malicious in content or try to hurt someone. Some of those things. Those are the only things we avoid, and we want to try. And we can't be up with people at all times. We would like to be, because we really need that balance between the horrors of daily life, especially nowadays, and the visionary positives that most of us don't have or can't sustain on a daily basis. So, again, I don't know whether we should move on, just let you all go. We're we're not trying to bore you to death. We're just trying to test out our phone and see if we can bring up a subject that you might be interested in, and or the audience will always be interested in, rightfully or wrongfully. So give us a call. I'll plead a couple more times. If not, then we'll just pass on. 504 on the landline or the phone. You call the same number if you want to. Google Voice, if you had such. It just needs to be installed. It's not a charge. Or public chat or comment on your Facebook platform or your YouTube platform. And you're watching that on Facebook, Bob Bosselman, or YouTube, Revue. As you know, we have multiple shows, restaurants, chef's chat from around the nation as well as around the globe. We have artist shows, artist review, real review, REL, which is filmmakers and actors, REAL, real review, which is personalities. All of us can be. We don't have to be a celebrity. We don't really bring that many celebrities on. It's for those special talk shows like on TV. But we do. Everyone is a celebrity in their own right. Everyone has a story to tell. Their whole life story is something fabulous about it. Whether you want to hear it or not, it's not always positive, but it's usually very informative and something to listen to. We've added some new ones. Some of those are kind of stalling in the beginning. We have Rome, ROAM, not the city, but it could be, which will be a travel show. We have a great contact from the UK who's a travel agent as well as a chef, which is great, and he will co-anchor that show. Concerned now, of course, with the travel bans and all, whether it'd be appropriate to bring it on right now. We're still in discussion with him, so we might hold off a couple of weeks before we debut it, because even though you may or may not be interested, but we certainly don't want to make you feel bad because you see something really great and you really don't have the opportunity, even if you have the financial wherewithal, to actually take advantage of such. So we'll hold off on that one. Readers review, we've had some stumbling blocks. READERS, that is where we would love to bring on authoresses, terrible term, and discuss either their latest literature that they created or some of their historical stuff. Also, storytellers in general. So it's got a lot of our platforms are flexible to allow different aspects of what the topic is. We have one called Roots Review, and that's not really digging into the roots of, although it could be genealogy, that's not our intent. It's really the great gardening of vegetables as well as florals, even floral arrangements for those folk who do a phenomenal job with the output of the gardening. So if you know anyone, and we're looking for someone to be a co-host on that as well, to give out garden tips. We have one already on the local radio station that's been on for a while. So we'd like to bring on another voice in that regard. And if you know someone who is interested in doing that, especially on an ongoing basis for his or her exposure and our services to the community, that would be Roots Review. We have. One's coming up soon. Know Your Nonprofit doesn't have the RR title. Know Your Nonprofit's been on for several years, whereby we bring on a representative from usually what I call mom and pop, an independent nonprofit, not the gargantuan multinational international ones. They already established they know how to get exposure. They don't really need. I mean, everybody needs exposure at some point, but they're really not doing. Unless they do something really special in our community, then that's what we would bring on, a well-known, really well-established national or international Know Your Nonprofit. In addition, our popular Talk to the Tarot. We have a resident psychic, Robin Dennen, Dennen, Robin with a Y, who comes on to us on Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 6 p.m. her time in the Pacific, and 9 p.m. on the Eastern time zone. And she allows you to reserve a 15-minute spot to have your tarot cards read, and or to actually see if someone that you love or know who is untimely or unfortunately passed on would like to tell you something. And so that both subjects are extremely fascinating. Again, she doesn't tell you the day you're going to win the lottery, or she doesn't tell you the day you're going to die, but she will if she sees such, which she does, because she's a visionary. There's another term besides medium and psychic. I don't know what they are for her. She does. She'll tell you. She'll do it as diplomatic. She will encourage you to see if something's really seriously wrong with you or coming up, other than our current situation. She will advise you to see a physician, and hopefully that puts a little fear in you that you will act on that, as opposed to, even if you're not symptomatic, to see if there's something that really needs to be checked out or treated. So it's a really popular show. It used to be in the mornings when we were on the previous station. It's at night now because more people can come. We like you to reserve in advance the free spot. And again, you have multiple ways of calling now with the new, also with the phone number, in addition to using our links, software links, so that we know how many so we try and do 3 a maximum per hour show, done in 15-minute, 30-minute, and 45-minute of the hour that we broadcast at 8 o'clock. So you can secure your spot by reserving it. If we don't get any reservations, then like last week, I think it was, we didn't do a show. Don't like that at all. We really want to. In the old days, we would have Robin, and we might go back talk about a topic. Like we would go over cards. When we say tarot cards, unless you've had it done, I just know that picture cards. You see it in the logo that we show for her. You might have seen in one of the James Bond movies. I forgot the name, and where the lead seductress was also a tarot reader. But to know which ones are what, or what they, many times the picture is not necessarily the interpretation. So she would go over that, each of those. I think there's like 72. So I forgot, compared to the regular deck of cards, there's more. Just don't remember all those. But we might start doing that. That way we'll get a consistent basis. We know we have people who are watching, even if they don't want to call in. But then we have Gonzo Gorilla Tarot, which means if we have at least one reservation, or if we do a show with just topics, you can go ahead and use one of the ways to connect with us by phone and get that done without a reservation. There's a last minute impulsive thing, which sometimes we understand. So don't stay away from us just because you didn't make a reservation, or because we got 1 or 2 people that we announced in the front. You still might have an opportunity. All right, folks. Well, again, we get last chance. So give me 5 more minutes, and then we'll shut it down, because we did want to hope that we got someone to give us a call again, because we did get a caller, but it was on my personal line and it wasn't really scheduled to be broadcast. So we will pass on that, but look forward to you. We'll keep doing some of these, like I said, until we get what we feel is a viable audience, and also we start getting some callers or texters, so we can start expanding the topic rather than just depending on me ranting, as we got the name Rant Review. I can do it. I just haven't had the spirit as such, because I really want to get a little bit of the feedback since we've got the technology down. So again, we're going to shut it down. This was Rant Review, Bob Bockelman for the New Orleans TV and the network. And we'll see you. Don't forget, I didn't publish this week. Well, of course, Wednesday night is the tarot reader. Friday morning at 8, I think, might be the last of the Marcy's picking sale. That's that great liquidation of the warehouse in a little small town of Bogalusa. We had a couple of others, but they again be a little bit delayed. Working with some artists, the nonprofit one we had, it's got a little delay, so not going to be a heavy situation. Even though I would like that, and if we develop enough artists, we'll come on hopefully at a convenient time, and we'll certainly give you notification through the normal notification that Facebook and YouTube give you, as well as posting a Facebook and Instagram and Twitch, and got the last one, post notifying you about who that person will be if I guess at that show. Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Take care, and stay well, my friends. I appreciate it. Bye bye.